Alright, this video is going to cover how to use the calculator, okay, to find the value of trig functions or to find the angle when we know what the trig function is. So now we can do any angle. Before we were limited to just the unit circle ones, and now we can do any angle because we're going to use the calculator. And then we're also going to find the missing piece of right triangles, okay. So you're going to have to be able to change your calculator mode back and forth between degrees and radians, depending on what the angle is given to you. Alright, so I'll go through all of this for a Casio. If you have a TI, the directions are there, and I can help you out in class if you need it. But for a Casio, from your regular calculator screen, you're going to hit Shift and then Menu, okay, because we want that setup mode. And then right there it says angle. So if you go down there, you can change between degrees and radians. You can change it back and forth however you need to, and then press Exit to get back to your regular calculator screen. Alright, so here's an example, the keystrokes, okay, finding trig value. So if I give you 27 degrees, I want you to find the value of the trig functions. Sine, cosine, and tangent, you have a button. There they are. So if I want sine of 27, I just type in sine of 27, and there it is. Okay, for the inverse ones, cosecant, secant, and cotangent, remember they are all 1 over some trig function. So if I want the cosecant of 27, I need 1 divided by the sine of 27. Okay, so you have some practice problems there. Try a couple of those, alright, and we can go over in class, but it's really just pushing buttons on the calculator. And then if you want to do any of these, you need the calculator to be in radians. So again, it's that Shift menu, go down here, change that to radians, and then we can do these problems. When you type them in, like if I want sine of 13 pi over 4, I would use the parentheses. So 13, you have a pi button. It's in yellow right there. So Shift, exponent, and then over 4. All right, the other thing that we can do is we can find the measure of an angle if we're given the value of the trig function. So they tell you sine is 5 over 12. You can find what angle that would be. Okay, to do that, we need that inverse sign, so it has a -1 and it's above it, so it would be Shift sign, and then type in whatever value they give you. Okay, so what is sine of theta if it's 1/2? All right, and it needs to be in degrees, so I got to change my calculator back. All right, and so I want Shift sine of 1/2. And it tells me 30, so a 30-degree angle has a sine of 1/2, and we know that's true from the unit circle. And then the last thing we're going to do is, given a right triangle, have you find missing pieces. So they're telling us that this angle right here is 35, this side is 7, what would that side be? So you're going to have to set up a trig function. So if this is the angle that I'm dealing with, x is the adjacent side, and 7 is the hypotenuse, so you have to use a trig function that does adjacent and hypotenuse, so that would be cosine. So cosine of 35 is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, and then we need to solve that. So calculator, it's in degrees already, so I'm going to do cosine of 35. I'm going to multiply that number by 7. Alright, and so that missing side there, x is equal to 5.7. Okay, so that's it for the calculator and missing pieces of right triangles.